The snow fell silently on the Ardennes forest, a deceptive blanket of peace over a landscape tearing itself apart. It was December 17, 1944, the second day of Hitler's last desperate gamble, the Battle of the Bulge, for a convoy of American soldiers, mostly men of the 285th Field Artillery Observation Battalion. The war was about to end not in a heroic stand or a quiet surrender, but in a field near a Belgian crossroads, under the brutal, indiscriminate fire of their captors. This was not a battle. It was an execution, a moment of calculated savagery that would forever stain the history of the Waffen-SS, and become known simply as the Malmedy Massacre. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime. Also, we're coming soon to Substack. The German spearhead driving through the northern Ardennes was Kampfgruppe Peiper, a formidable armored battle group led by the ruthless SS Obersturmbannführer Joachim Peiper. Their objective was audacious: to punch through the American lines, seize the Meuse River bridges, and sow chaos deep behind the front. Peiper's orders were clear: advance rapidly, ignore the flanks, and take no prisoners if it meant slowing the advance. This directive, combined with the fanatical ideology of the SS, created a lethal environment where the rules of war were discarded in favor of brutal expediency. At approximately 2 p.m., near the Bognes crossroads, about 3 miles south of Malmedy, Peiper's tanks encountered a lightly armed American convoy. The Americans, unaware of the German breakthrough, were traveling north to join the rest of their unit. The clash was brief and one-sided. Over 120 American soldiers were quickly captured and disarmed. They were then marched into a snow-covered field adjacent to the crossroads, where they were ordered to wait, huddled together in the bitter cold. What happened next remains a chilling testament to the barbarity of war. Without warning, a German officer drew his pistol and shot a medical officer. This single act was the signal. Machine guns, positioned on the tanks and half-tracks lining the road, opened fire on the defenseless prisoners. The roar of the guns was deafening, tearing through the quiet afternoon. Men screamed, fell, and scrambled for cover in the snow, their blood staining the white ground crimson. The SS troops did not stop there. After the initial volley, they walked among the fallen, systematically shooting any sign of life. The few who had survived the machine gun fire, either by feigning death or by diving under the bodies of their comrades, now faced a terrifying game of cat and mouse. Some managed to escape into the dense woods, running for miles in the freezing temperatures, carrying the horrific memory of their friends' final moments. In total, 84 American prisoners of war were murdered at the Bognes crossroads that day. The discovery of the frozen bodies weeks later, after the tide of the battle had turned, sent a shockwave through the Allied forces. The atrocity galvanized the American troops, hardening their resolve and leading to a grim, unofficial policy of no quarter against the SS. The massacre became a powerful symbol of Nazi depravity, and a rallying cry for the final push against the German Reich. In the years following the war, the Malmedy Massacre became the focus of one of the most significant war crimes trials. Joachim Peiper and dozens of his men were brought before a U.S. military tribunal at Dachau. The trial was fraught with controversy, but the facts of the crime were undeniable. Though many of the death sentences were later commuted, the trial established a crucial precedent for holding military personnel accountable for crimes against humanity, ensuring that the victims of Malmedy would not be forgotten. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.